Hey guys, this is Matt, and you are watching DIY Garage. Hey guys, Matt here. I am going to show you how to run the power cable, RCA cables, and remote turn-on cable from the stereo and the battery back to your trunk and hook into your subwoofer amplifier. First, you're going to pop your hood to gain access to your battery. Locate your battery, which is there. Remove the cover and then remove the negative terminal as you would with any wiring job on your car. Locate the positive terminal. Mine is highly corroded. I would not suggest using this battery. Now you're going to get the appropriate tools, and you will need to take off the bolt that is on the positive terminal of your battery. Once you have removed this bolt, you would feed the bolt through the eyelet and re-thread it back into the positive terminal. Once you have it threaded in, you can tighten it back down with your socket wrench. Now I had to take off the fuse from this end to fit through this gap, but what I do is once I have it connected to my battery, I run it through all the engine trim, and then I bring it down through this little gap here in the passenger side door jamb, and you can see that I have the corrugated sleeve coming through, and this is all for aesthetics, so you do not see a red cable running through the door jamb. So what I'm doing here is I'm getting it down here behind the door hinge, feeding it through, and now I've got that in the right spot. Now you're going to want to gain access to the back of your stereo deck. This is where you're going to attach both your RCA cables and your remote turn-on wire. You'll notice that my RCA hookups are located on the stereo's wiring harness, where some stereos, the RCA hookups, are directly on the back of the stereo deck. Obtain some wire strippers with the appropriate wire gauge. Strip your remote turn-on wire, probably about an inch on the end, and you're going to want to splice this wire into your remote turn-on in your stereo's wiring harness. So you're going to want to go to the manual in your stereo, locate the remote turn-on, which is almost always blue. Here it is on mine. You just splice this wire into these two already connected wires. Now that we've done that, that's what it looks like, and you've got the rest of your wire just hanging out. Now you're going to want to take your RCA cables, locate the female RCAs. Mine are on the wiring harness and actually has a tag that says subwoofer on it. Once your RCA cables are connected and your call wire is connected, you are going to want to feed it through your stereo cavity and down underneath the glove box. Now that you have that, feed them all the way through and get all the slack out, and then you're going to want to start feeding the wires up through the back of the glove box, or basically any trim that you can hide the wires. I chose to do it up through this vent because then I guarantee that these wires are never going to fall out back from behind the trim. So basically I'm just putting these wires through, and then I am feeding the slack through. Remove any trim between the glove box and the base trim. Here it's a cover and then a Phillips head screw. Take that out. There's one at the bottom and there's one at the top, which you will see up here. Take that out, and then you should be able to take that entire trim piece off as you see here. Now we come back to the power cable, feed that power cable down behind that cover, and you're also going to feed the call wire and RCA cables down behind that cover. And now you're going to want to tuck these down along the side here. Either using a trim tool or your fingers, pry up the trim and start feeding the wires along the base trim under the B-pillar back to the back seat. Once the wires have reached the back seat, simply pull up on the back seat to pop the seat out, or run the wires around the back seat and feed the wires into the trunk. Now that your cables are in your trunk, your last step is to run a ground from your subwoofer's amplifier to something grounded in your car. I chose this bolt. Once you have your subwoofer amp grounded, simply connect your power cable, your remote turn on, and your RCA cables into your amplifier. Assuming that you have wired your speakers correctly into your amplifier, your subwoofers should now work. Thanks for watching this episode of DIY Garage. If you have any questions or comments, please write them in the comment section below. You can also check out more videos like this one at mattsdiygarage.com. Please like and subscribe.